lot of ways, you see, regardless of whether you take this all literally or not, this is the training of how to develop the mind to become a happy person. Do you get that out of it? And that's the process we're going through right now. How do I continue to go through my process so that I now have the capacity to orient myself towards helping others?
Kundalini is amazing. It really helps you to be more grounded, and it really helps de-stress and takes away your anxiety and your fears. It's such an amazing tool to really become freer as a person and to become more of yourself and get comfortable with yourself.
So that's what a householder yoga life is about, is you're using the rajas of your life, the activity of your life, the stress of your life, the turbulence of your mind, and you're channeling it into more vitality, more consciousness, more love. That is the warrior way.
The combination of the intellectual capacity, the analytical capacity, the way Jayadev explains things to me made a lot of sense. I don't like to do things out of the blue just because somebody says so. And the teachings are very profound from my perspective, and it resonated with me.
Your projection and your mental attitude creates the context for the stress of your life. The whole idea is moving beyond worry and fear. But that's not stuffing the worries and the fears that you have. It's learning to develop the type of character, develop the type of nervous system, type of mental caliber that you know how to not indulge worries. Okay? It takes a lot of power to be able to do that. But fortunately, you have a lot of power. Question is, do you grab hold of it? That's what this immersion is about. Welcome everyone. Sadhanam. Happy to be here with you. And as I think everyone knows, we just finished our 2019 Life Force Formula immersion, and it was quite wonderful. And now reintegrating back into our day-to-day, as I know many of you are, and thank you to all who came, and thank you to all who didn't come and who have been patient with us while we were all up there. And if you haven't taken the newest class, if you haven't seen the newest class in the Vibrate the Cosmos, the Art of Attunement, that was released yesterday. It was a couple days delayed. Our apologies for that. So that is now out, and I'd really encourage you. I wrote in my, sometimes I'll write in my notes as I'm teaching, just so that our team and Ross are able to have some idea of what was going on during that class before they take it, and then put it out to everyone in the academy. And that one I wrote down, that it was a shining star of the series. So check it out yourself, see if you agree. And then, you know, all I can say about these immersions is see if you can get to the Dharmic Warrior immersion in the Catskills at Menla Mountain Retreat in late August, because there's simply no way to describe why they're as powerful and wonderful as they are. It's one of those things you just got to come and check out. And it doesn't, you know, if you can do the academy and you do these broadcasts and all that, you can do the immersions. So if you have the wherewithal to get there and you have the availability to get there, I I would highly, strongly encourage you to come in late August and to sign up while there's still room, because it's indeed a, I won't say who wrote this, but someone sent this to me this morning. I didn't have a chance to ask if I could share it, so I won't say who it's from, but I really love the way she put this, and I think it's insightful, not just like wanting to like read a testimonial, but I think the way she articulated it is insightful in terms of not only the effect of an immersion, but the effect of what we're doing in general, even and especially even the 40-day challenge experience, where you're doing something like a Longer Onkar each and every day. We did at the immersion every morning the 62 minutes together of our Longer Onkar meditation, which is always one of my favorite parts of it. And here she said, just wanted to send ginormous and most sincere gratitude for this year's immersion. And this is a person who's come many, many years to this event. She said it was big and beautiful and challenging and overwhelming and ultimately perspective shifting. Like seeing there are more rooms in the house and additional windows to look out of and doors to walk through and a whole world and universe outside. I really love that. She said that like, and ultimately perspective shifting, like seeing there are more rooms in the house and additional windows to look out of and doors to walk through and a whole world and universe outside. I thought that was really cool and beautiful, and absolutely how I look at all of this is very similar to that. Is your widening of your own lens, and you're expanding your own perspective of not only what you are, but what reality is. And those two things, of course, are intertwined. You are the reality. You are the reality exists within you. And the only way to perceive reality and thus to experience blissfulness, because reality and blissfulness are the same thing. Now, what if that is true? It's your job to verify if that's true or not, to explore yourself in a meditative fashion and discover whether or not that is indeed true, that is reality, bliss. It's certainly what the yogis say, it's what the Buddha says, it's what all the great masters have said, but it's not enough to know that all the great masters have said that. You and I have to verify it for ourselves, and that's the process we're in. And so at the first layer of it, if we're currently experiencing tremendous depression or anxiety, or we're very unhappy in our lives and in our minds and in our bodies, the first step is you use this to start to generate enough energy to where your happiness becomes a little bit stronger than your unhappiness. So strengthening the power of your happiness. And the power of your happiness rests on the foundation of your inner energy. And so if you can activate the dormant inner energy that everyone has, then you can start to experience some happiness. And you start to experience some relative contentment. And then further along the way, you'll start to actually begin to realize that that same process is the cultivation of sustainable blissfulness, to where the force of love is coming alive very, very prominently in you. And then that force of love then overflows into other folks, because your presence, not through proselytizing, not through, come do the same thing that I do, think the same way that I think, eat the same way that I eat. No, not that. But rather like a smile and a warm heart and a warm presence and a loving presence. And a serviceful disposition and orientation is that part of what we're doing here. 50% is you're cultivating wisdom for your own realization of what you are, what reality is. And the other 50% is you're doing so for the benefit of others. So you're doing it, number one, for the benefit of your own experience of love. And the other 50% is you're doing it so that experience of love can be in service to life and in service to creation. Because without that process happening amongst a critical mass of human beings, I don't know that we will make it as a species. I don't see how that would happen. We would end up, if the energy of the lower chakras is predominant amongst too many and at this time on planet Earth, then we'll be self-destructive. We'll continue to be self-destructive, not just as individuals in our individual lives, but as a species. And so that's how important the work is that you're doing, and I want to thank you for doing it, and I'm grateful that you're here and doing it with us. And so let's continue on that, yeah? And let's not use the summer to then slack off on the most important work that we have, which is the work of self-realization and the work of love cultivation. You have a great summer, have all the family time you can, and go to the beach and swim at the pool and have all the things that we love to do. Those of us who are privileged and have the opportunity to do that, well, with that privilege comes responsibility. And so also get up in the morning early enough, whenever that is, and do a practice. And even if it's just 15 minutes a day, vibrate, clear the inner channels so that the mind is crystallized, so that your radiance maintains strength. And some days, even when you do that, you're not going to always feel blissful. And know that those days are just as important, if not more important, than the days when you do feel blissful. And don't judge it just on the day by day. That's a little sample size. But commit for a longer period of time so that you can get proper perspective on it. And know that when you're doing these meditations, it's often going to bring stuff up because you're cleaning. You're cleaning the subconscious mind. You're cleaning the psyche, which is cleaning the subconscious mind. And all the problems of our lives begin in our subconscious mind. And when you start to clean and you purify these mantras, when you're and you start to vibrate those sound frequencies in the center channels of your body, things will come up. So someone, a beautiful sister at the immersion, asked a question. She hadn't even done Kundalini Yoga before. Check this out. This sister was in the front row and hadn't ever done Kundalini Yoga before, never come to a class or anything. Every day in the front row and all the immersion. And did wonderful. At times she would have to relax out of postures. Who cares? That's not important. It's not the life you live, as Yogi Bhajan loved to say. It's the courage that you bring to it. So it's not what you do or how well you hold the posture or not hold the posture. It's the courage that you bring to it. And she asked a question. She says, is it normal that I get anxious, when we're doing these kriyas? That I feel anxiousness just come up? Say, yes, that's normal. That's not necessarily, that doesn't mean it'll happen for everyone, but it's absolutely normal that it happened for her, because it's the same as if I'm cleaning my house and you haven't cleaned in a while, and then if you stop as soon as that anxiousness comes up, it's like cleaning the house 1/4 of the way. And now the house feels more dirty than when you started, because you've lifted up the rug, you got piles of like dust and everything that you haven't swept up yet, or you haven't vacuumed up. You've dusted, but you haven't vacuumed, etc. And then just leaving it that way. So if you feel anxiousness or great sadness or any of the or great anger, all of those emotions are important and they're useful and they're good energy. They're not bad. They just are in the process of being transformed into a more usable expression of them. And so when you feel that, any of those things, that's a positive sign. Even though it may not be pleasurable, it may be painful, feel them. So if you feel anxiousness, feel anxious, but then don't stay there. Feel it and know that it's transient and that it's energy in motion. That's what emotion is, energy in motion. And then, so feel it. Don't shove it away. Don't push it away as if it's a negative. It's not a negative. It's useful. If you push it away, it'll become a negative, because whatever you push away like that, emotions, difficult emotions, when you push them away, they're going to spring eventually, if not immediately, they're going to spring back at you with more force than initially. And so feel them. If I feel anxiousness, I need to feel anxious. That's how you help to metabolize the energy, because all emotion is energy in motion on the pathway to its destination, and its destination is love. All energy is energy, all emotion is energy in motion on its way to becoming love, the ultimate. Just like all the food you eat is ultimately on a pathway to becoming ojas, the materialization of love inside the organism and the body, which gives your immune system strength, which gives your magnetic field brightness and strength, which gives your mind contentment. All energy of emotion is on its way to ultimately becoming love. But in order to metabolize that, you, number one, need to feel it, and not stay there necessarily. Feel it as long as it's necessary, but then do the meditations, do the practices, so you're moving energy from the lower triangle up into the higher centers and into the heart center. And that's what this morning call Longekongkar Adishakti mantra does, is it transforms, it's alchemy. So it transforms the lower energy into higher energy. So if you're doing that combination of being a real human being, where you don't push stuff away, and you recognize that everything that's coming to you is coming to you for a reason, and it has benevolence at its root. So you're able to feel it, and there's nothing wrong with you. You were generated in perfection. You were born perfect. There's nothing wrong. Everything that is happening may be difficult sometimes, but it's natural, and every effect has a cause, and every cause has an effect. So stay with it, stay the course, and even if you fall off a little bit, get back on, and don't worry about counting days so much. I missed a day. Who cares if you missed a day? Just get back on and do meditation, and keep your mind clean, and keep your heart open so you can enjoy life and love yourself, and thus love others. How can you love others truly if you don't love yourself? You can't. And so to whatever extent you can learn and experience the love inside of yourself, to that extent you're going to be able to share that love with others, your family. That's everybody benefits. And that's it is beneficial for others that you're doing this work, because then you have an actual experience to share through your presence, through your heart, through your smile, through your work and your dharma that you do in the world. And we need you. We do. And so let's keep going, Let's not fade off at this point. Let's give stronger. And so with that being said, let's tune in. And let's move some energy in the body, get that alchemy working. The pranic machine is what your body is, using the pranic values, prana, apana, samana, viyana, uddiyana, the inward moving wind, the eliminating outward moving wind, the metabolizing wind, samana, the circulating wind, viyana, and finally uddiyana, the upward moving wind that takes that energy and lifts it up. And when you have all these practices all these pranic energies working for you, which you will, that's what Kundalini Yoga does, then that Uddiyana gives you strength of projection and strength of prayerfulness. And that's what it is. So come into prayer pose. And inhale deep. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Adgure Nama, Jugadgure Nama, Satgure Nama, Siddhi Gurudevi Nama, Adgure Nama, Jugadgure Nama, Satgure Nama, Siddhi Gurudevi Nama, Adgure Nama, Jugadgure Nama, Satgure Nama, Siddhi Gurudevi Nama. Sanam. Okay, here we go. Come onto your hands and knees. And we'll begin the cat-cow. Inhaling, the head is coming up. Exhaling, the head is coming down. Nice, deep, pranic breathing. Seconds, keep up. Inhale, head up. Third eye. Root lock is in. Draw all your energy, forehead space. Exhale, head down. Push all the breath out. Pull your navel in towards the spine. And go empty. Good. Inhale, relax, and slowly make your way back up. Easy pose. Hands to your ankles, spinal flex. Third eye gaze, powerful breathing, relaxed mind, relaxed face.
Oh
third eye, under tongue, upper palate. Exhale. Beautiful. Hands to your shoulders. And inhale left, exhale right. Root lock is in. Good core first, yeah? And then spinal twists. To the center deep. Go empty. Root lock in. Third eye. Under tongue. And exhale. And alternate shoulder shrugs. Inhale left. Exhale right. Both shoulders, inhale up, exhale, release. Lift up through the root lock. Squeeze up. Exhale. Stretch the legs wide out in a V shape. Inhale center, turn left, exhale. Inhale center, turn right, exhale. Exhaling down. Open the legs a touch wider and continue. And go. Center, and then fold forward, exhale. Tuck the chin, extend out through the chest, breathe long and deep. And relax up, shake your legs out, and come easy pose. Bring your arms up 60 degrees, thumbs out, fingers tucked. Like that. 60 degrees up. Third eye gaze, heart open, shoulders released. Meditative mind. Brighten your aura. Inhale. fingertips together, fingers wide. Stretch up, gaze up. Extend, extend. Exhale. Meditate. Inhale. Numb and have some water and set yourself to meditate. So take your Gyan Mudra, open your heart center, chin is tucked in, spine is elongated, mind is relaxed and sensitive, the heart is committed. So in just a moment, I'm gonna head over to our group and would love to connect with you over there and on Facebook. But first, let's bring our hands into the prayer pose. Sanam. Good work, everyone. Thanks so much for being here today. And so I'm heading over to our group right now and would love to say hi and connect with you over there, see how you're doing and what's going on. All right, Sanam, everyone. Have a great rest of the day and the week. And another live broadcast next week. Get in there, take class 3 out of attunement, and I think you'll love it. And so plenty to do. Sanam.
In a lot of ways, you see, regardless of whether you take this all literally or not, this is the training of how to develop the mind to become a happy person. Do you get that out of it? And that's the process we're going through right now. How do I continue to go through my process so that I now have the capacity to orient myself towards helping others?
Kundalini is amazing. It really helps you to be more grounded, and it really helps de-stress and takes away your anxiety and your fears. It's such an amazing tool to really become freer as a person and to become more of yourself and get comfortable with yourself.
So that's what a householder yoga life is about, is you're using the rajas of your life, the activity of your life, the stress of your life, the turbulence of your mind, and you're channeling it into more vitality, more consciousness, more love. That is the warrior way.
The combination of the intellectual capacity, the analytical capacity, the way Jayadev explains things to me made a lot of sense. I don't like to do things out of the blue just because somebody says so. And the teachings are very profound from my perspective, and it resonated with me.
Your projection and your mental attitude creates the context for the stress of your life. The whole idea is moving beyond worry and fear. But that's not stuffing the worries and the fears that you have. It's learning to develop the type of character, develop the type of nervous system, type of mental caliber that you know how to not indulge worries. Okay? It takes a lot of power to be able to do that. But fortunately, you have a lot of power. Question is, do you grab hold of it? That's what this immersion is about.